guys, this is going to be, it's an impromptu video. I have no script. I have no notes. I'm not going to put any graphics in this video, so I don't know how it's going to go. It may be a disaster, but this is what it is. This isn't normal. I've been alive 60 years, and this is not normal for America. I feel like it doesn't really matter if we vote for Democrats or Republicans. They don't represent Americans. In fact, mostly they hate Americans. And I'm not saying that with hyperbole. They really do. Just today, Asa Hutchinson, I call him ADL Hutchinson, he used to be the governor of Arkansas. And Arkansas, just so you know, is in the South, Protestant, Christian, white, black population historically. And there's something like less than 6,000 Jews in the entire state, right? Asa literally wore a lapel pin on the debate with the American flag and the Israeli flag. And he's not running for office for president of Israel. He's running for president of the United States. And he literally had a foreign flag on his lapel pin. And today he's bragging about it because of this war between the Palestinians and Israel. He's just showing how this is how wonderful he is. And there's such a disconnect between the people that rule us and us. We no longer have self-determination. And what I mean by that, the people that rule us aren't us anymore. They don't care about us. Just today, Biden is floating an idea of giving $100 billion, a tenth of a trillion of dollars to Ukraine, and all the other money we gave. And a Z-Man did some calculations. Theoretically, that could put every homeless person, you could house them for 4 years based on that amount of money. And there's just no limit. There's just no limit how much these people are willing to spend on Ukraine or Israel. But when it comes to the United States, you remember Donald Trump wanted a border wall to protect our nation. $3 billion. $3 billion. Oh no, we're fiscal conservatives. We got to be wise. We can't afford that. No, screw you. But Israel, unlimited amount of money. Ukraine, unlimited amount of money. But what happened to Maui is like they hardly got anything. Remember Palestine, Ohio, not now Palestine in the Middle East, unlimited money. But Palestine, Ohio, that disaster there, nothing. They didn't give a damn, the government. And this is where we are. And I feel so alienated in the sense that I don't really, what's the point of the election if we don't really control the nation? I would say just eliminate the elections and say, Tel Aviv, you guys just pick, I guess, who's going to run us. Let's just be honest about it because we have no say in the matter. And normal people I'm talking to they're like, why do we have to have a dog in this hunt? This is halfway across the world. These are two ethnic tribes, different religions that have been fighting forever. I'm 60 years old. My whole life they've been fighting. They're fighting again. And people are advocating genocide and massacres. Just horrible. These so-called good people are just become bloodthirsty when it becomes with another tribe. That's not even us. So it's not even like American interest. It's some other tribe's interest that we got to get all bloodthirsty and call for genocide and unlimited amount of our money from the treasury. And I just want to tell everyone that's younger that that's not normal. And anyone says that you have to take a side, no, you don't. We shouldn't even be in this position. The founding fathers warned about this. George Washington warned us not to get in these entangling alliances. My position, if I was president, with the Ukrainian bit, was we're not going to support Ukraine or Russia. This is their matter. We will act as an honest peace broker. And if that was the case, if I was president, there would probably be 400,000 more people alive today, Russians and Ukrainians. 400,000 at minimum. And that number's going up every day. Because the war wouldn't have happened. Ukraine couldn't fight the war. I would put pressure on Russia, like, okay, we're going to allow the people in the Donbass and Crimea to vote where they want to be. By the way, that's self-determination, and you're both going to respect that. And I think Russia would respect that, and Ukraine would be forced to respect that. It's not that hard. And the whole Israel Hamas thing, and they're chanting death to America. Well, why is the Palestinians, why are they chanting death to America? Are they chanting death to America because we're so wonderful and full of love and they're jealous of our freedoms? Or could it be because we fund their enemies? Right? I mean, this is their land, and believe me, I'm not like a soft-hearted liberal. The strong take the land from the weak. That's the way it's always been in history. Get over it. That's the way it is. The Jewish people, they had the backing of Europe. They took the land from the Palestinians. And the Palestinians are kind of in like a ghetto now, kind of like the Nazis put the Jews in Warsaw. It's like an open-air concentration camp in Gaza. And they're rebelling, and they hate it, and they're fighting. And don't get me wrong, I don't have any love for the Palestinians or Islam. I definitely don't want them into my country or Europe. But this whole thing this is erupted. Maybe they're shouting death to America because of the money we give their enemies. I don't know, just a wild thought. And where are these people going to go? We're in a process now. Israel basically has announced an ethnic cleansing of Gaza, including the civilians. Most of the civilians have nothing to do with Hamas. They don't care. They're just leveling the city. They're cutting off the water supply, energy. Technically, that's a war crime to target cities, civilians like that. There's like 2 or 3 million. And where are they going to go? Oh, they can go to Egypt. Well, why don't they go to Israel? Right? Because ADL always says we have to accept an endless amount of people from the third world. Why don't these Palestinians go into Israel? Oh, they're terrorists. Well, not all of them. Just do some background checks, and the good ones just bring in. I'm sure there'd be hard workers. And what's wrong? What? Are you an ethno-nationalist? Are you evil supremacist? You got to allow everyone in. That's what we're told. Like, we got to allow all the people in the third world in. Otherwise, you're an evil person because diversity is our strength. Well, let's diverse Israel. But no, they can't take it. And the same people saying that we must become diverse and lose our homelands are insisting we ethnically protect Israel for the Jewish people. And with no sense of shame whatsoever. And we need to fund Israel. Unlimited blank check. And Ukraine. And America, their attitude is fuck you. Fuck you. Why should we care about you? And I would love to say this is just the Democrats like Schumer and Biden, Hillary Clinton, and it is, but it's also the Republicans. Ron DeSantis, Lindsey Graham, the list goes on, Ted Cruz. They're all just fighting each other of who loves Israel the most. And no one gives a shit about us. This is the weirdest situation. Is like we're not in control of this country. This isn't, I love the nation. A nation is the people. Right? The nation consists of the people. But the country, we no longer control. It's been hijacked by an alien force. And what difference does it make to do these elections anymore? Because it's just a waste of time. We don't really control things. So my opinion, and I want to tell you guys this, it's okay not to have to pick a side. And it's really alien that we should have to pick a side. In a proper country, we would say these are other people. They have their business over there. We may be sympathetic, help broker a peace deal, but we're not going to fund arms to either side. We don't want to get involved in that. We are using our arms to protect America, making sure our country is not invaded. I know, what a crazy concept. Oh, hate. But that's what I would do. But that's not what's happening. It's a total inverse. It's really crazy and sad. And I thought about it today that this isn't normal. And don't think it's normal. So anyone tells you got to pick a side between like run around and wave the Palestinian flag like some immigrants, Muslims in our countries are doing, or you got to defer to the Jewish ethno state, which all the people in power in this country are demanding we do. I'm saying, fuck that. Why can't we have an interest in Americans? Why do we have to get involved in this ethnic religious feud that has gone back hundreds or thousands of years? We don't need this. We don't have to put up with this, and we shouldn't have to be put up with this. And there's the whole lesson here is not about Israel versus Palestinian. I mean, both sides have acted savagely. I mean, both are savages. I mean, they have no sense of, they don't give a shit. The Palestinians are cruel. They rape, they murder. The Israelis, they just destroy children. They don't give a shit. They laugh about it. They're all horrible people in general. I'm sure there's some good ones, but in general, I don't want anything to do with either of them. And we shouldn't have to pick a side in this. And we should say, you know, if this is what concerns you, you need to go over and live in Palestine if you're a Palestinian, or if you're supporting Israel or you're dual citizen, you got to live over there. Because this is a country for Americans, and we need to put our interests first, and we don't need to get involved in your tribal warfare and just clutch our pearls and get all excited about it. And I'm frankly tired of it. I'm tired of the whole thing. I have fatigue with it. It's just a waste of money. Our country's going bankrupt. Everything's going to shit. And we're just, these people, it's like their minds have been hijacked. Oh, I support Israel beyond anything else. An attack on Israel is an attack on the United States. No, it isn't. That's what Nikki Haley said. These people are just, they're like, their minds are just controlled. They're mindless robots that are controlled by an alien nation. It's bizarre. And it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. So don't give in to this false premise that they're trying to push. Oh, you got to choose a side. I'm like, no, hell with them both. I think we should keep our money here in the United States. Cut off funding to Ukraine. Cut off funding from Israel. Don't fund Palestine either. Don't fund Russia. Let's fund ourselves. Let's use that money to protect our border. Let's round up the illegals that have come here, push them out. Let's restore our country. That's what I want. And if it was, oh, you can't do that, you got to be diverse. Well, fuck you. You don't have that standard for your country, so fuck you to tell us that. So stick it up your ass if you're going, oh no, hey, you got to take all these people. I'm like, well, you take them then. You take them, because you're not taking them, are you? But you want us to take them. No, we're not going to play that game anymore. Fuck you. And we are for our country, and we're not going to get in your stupid hatreds that go back so far. And both sides, I've seen these people, they're just bloodthirsty. I mean, a lot of these people are monsters on both sides. It's just, my God. It's really weird because they're, oh, Ramsey Ball, you're so hateful. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to live. I've never called for a genocide. But I hear on these both sides are just calling for bloodshed massacres. They're just getting excited about it. They're calling for World War III. I think that limp-breasted guy, Lindsey Graham, is calling for us to attack Iran. It's just nuts. These people are insane. They have like this weird death cult that they follow. It's not Christianity. These people are not Christians. They reject Christianity 100%. They don't believe in the new covenant. They got this weird tribal religion that they're not even a part of, but they're like slaves, and they got to obey their slave master. It is so pathetic to see them on their knees, just begging for a pat on the head. Please, please, we'll worship you. I mean, have some dignity. I just love one politician say, no, I'm for America. I'm not going to get involved in all this bullshit. So my thoughts on that. Talk to you guys later.